This is Third Eyesight. My name is Juan Francisco, and I'm a medium and tarot card reader. I've always been curious about the supernatural and the paranormal, and I'm here to share my stories and interview folks who want to share their own stories with us. Let's get to it.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. And where are you based?
I'm here in California.
California. I don't think I have spoken to you on live before. It's
No,
might be the
that's
first
why I
time.
put no and then on
Oh,
yes.
got it. Okay. Well, I saw your question, so let me see. Was your husband he's kind of showing himself off a little bit. Was he a very good looking man? I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't say otherwise. He was your husband, but there's just so I like arms on a man, and he's showing me his arms on purpose. And I'm like, so I don't know. So but did he was he someone that was very confident in himself?
Yeah, he would wear muscle t-shirts, show off.
My kind of guy. Okay, because that's the first thing. And I mean, not. I'm just gonna sound a little weird, but he showed me did they have hair on his arms?
Yes.
That's the first thing. He showed me hair on his arms. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but you have nice forearms. That's the first thing that came to mind. So I've never gotten hairy forearms before, or hair on forearms before. That's interesting. Okay. So he wants to bring me to where he came from, and this is all to validate his presence and see, make sure I'm interpreting things correctly. So, did he come from a very suburban or rural area? Was he from a very quiet area where he was born or where he was raised?
He was born in Mexico, but
Okay.
at 7 he was raised here in California.
Okay, so what he showed me, almost like a rural area where I was living as a child. That's what he showed me. And it's quieter. It's not far away. It's not it's not 5 hours from a city, but it's far enough where it feels very removed. Well, in California, where you live together, was it in a city? Like a busy city?
Yes.
Okay, so I wonder if that's what he's bringing me to as his childhood. He's showing me his head, and he's pointing to his head and is talking to me about pain in his head. It's not necessarily doesn't have to be necessarily how he passed, but does pain in his head mean anything?
Not really, but he complained a lot about oxygen before he passed away.
So his chest. He complained about his chest. Okay. Do you still have his ring, his wedding ring?
Actually, it turned a different color. So my daughter just recently got me a ring that we're gonna put some of his ashes in. That's what I'm gonna be wearing.
Because he brought up his ring. He said there was something important about his wedding ring. So he's affirming, he's confirming that he's supporting that decision to do that.
Oh, okay.
That sounds really. Could you share that again? That sounds really unique. That putting
his ashes. Yeah. Well, I have picked one. I really, really liked it, and my daughter said, "Let's pick it where you can wear it with ashes, and that way it'll be with you everywhere." So that's if we ordered it, and my daughter comes Friday, and she's gonna put the ashes in it for me.
That's wonderful. Okay. So yes, he was. I wanted to ask you to repeat it again because it sounded so unique to me. That's really cool. But yes, he is supporting that decision and supports any decision you make to commemorate him in regards to his remains. So he brings me to. It's interesting because knowing that you cremated him, this doesn't make sense to me right now because he shows me a graveyard, but he wants me to focus on not the tombstones, but the area around it, and it's he keeps wanting me to focus on grassy areas. When he brought me back to this childhood image, whether it was his childhood or not, but just I feel like I'm in a place with a lot of a big park or a lot of grass or something. So I'm not sure how to interpret that. So do expansive areas or grass, like grassy areas or parks mean were those things that meant something to him, or going away to national parks or something like that? Hiking?
Well, he always took all the kids. We have 11 kids together, so he always liked to barbecue at the parks. His last place for the last 3 years were in Rosarito, which it's a beach area. And I did give a little urn, a small one, to his aunt to take to Mexico, where it's in a cemetery, but it's grandma, because his grandma raised him.
Oh, okay. So
That's it.
okay, well, the barbecues, if the family continues the barbecues, I think this is him confirming that he'll be present for those barbecues. Because what's interesting is, I told you, I saw this, like this graveyard and this one tombstone, but in the middle of all this grass. And the best way I think I could interpret that, and I feel like you just helped me do this big time, is that there's something about being in parks and being in nature. So if the family continues, and look, if the family hasn't done barbecue since he passed, it doesn't mean we have to do barbecues now, or he'll be unhappy. That's not what it is. It's just whatever way you commemorate him. But if if you want to do the barbecues again, or if you do them like he used to do them, his soul is present there. Okay, and I think also. Well, do you know if the little urn is going to be this grandma? Is that in a major city in Mexico?
It's in Jalisco, but it's where they have, like, I guess you would say that each of them have like their little houses.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in there with his grandpa, his grandma, his aunt. I made sure they have a little part of him there.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have grandchildren?
Yes.
So now, when I say something like this, and I think you're probably used to me saying something like this already, but when spirit amongst a group of children that we bring up wants to talk about one child, doesn't mean it's the favorite. It's just there's something particular about the one child. There's one little boy that he's bringing up among the grandchildren, and almost like, I don't know if there's a young boy in the family that reminds everybody or you of your husband. It's like his mini me. There's just something about this little boy that just feels like him.
Well, before his passing, my son had a son. We raised him for 3 months of when he was born, because my daughter-in-law went through that. When I don't know what you call it, I'm trying to think of it. But anyways, she brought us a baby.
Postpartum.
Yeah, so we raised him. So that was just like his heart. Like everything was no one. Like, and to this day, he's still my grandbaby comes. He's 9 years old, and he goes to his urn and he tells him hi. And sometimes he'll give him a kiss on his urn. But we always shout him like, "Your grandpa's favorite," I don't feel like he's my grandson. I just feel like he's one of mine.
So I find it funny that I started by telling you they don't pick favorites, and now you just said you tell him you were your grandpa's favorite.
We do tell him that.
So he's acknowledging. Well, what's the little? Well, actually, no. I want to respect the privacy of your grandchild. Never mind. But it doesn't matter what your grandchild's name is. But he's acknowledging him, and he's around. He's definitely around him. I saw. It's just what he showed me was this adorable little boy, and now he's 9 years old, not little anymore. But he showed me him as a toddler, or more like 6 years old, which is interesting, like in between. And he just made me feel like that's my mini me. That's, like I said, mini me, or that's like, there's just, the connection is different, not better. But hey, if Grandpa said that was his favorite, I'm not gonna reject what he says, But you know what I mean. Did you recently watch a movie and something made you think of your husband?
Yes.
Yeah.
Grease.
What was that?
Grease?
Oh, Grease, the movie Grease?
Yeah, you know the one with John Travolta and
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we dressed like that one year for my son's 30th birthday, me and him. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I can watch that over and over, and it reminds me of him.
So he's acknowledging when did you last watch it?
Probably. Well, I went to see it live.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, we went to go see it live, and then we went to see it like in the theaters again.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my grandchildren.
So he's acknowledging that because he just brought me to like movie and something that reminds you of him. So he was with you when you went to go see Grease, or whenever you watch Grease, you watch it again and again and again. You go see it live. He's with you. There's one more thing. He's bringing up the camera and photos.
There's too many photos here of him. You can see him behind me.
Well, I was gonna ask you, is
That's
there
all
something?
him.
But is there like, oh, that's beautiful. But is there like is there a project that someone wants to do with photos of him or something special with photos of him?
A tattoo. His brother, his little brother.
Okay, so he's acknowledging the tattoo and is 100% was present for that conversation if you had it with his brother, and will be with his brother when he gets the tattoo.
Yeah, because his little brother just passed away also, so he wants to do a collage of both of them, but like a remembrance of them.
Okay. Beautiful. And I love all the photos up there. That's beautiful. Is there a question you'd like to ask?
Actually, just is he okay? I mean, because we just miss him so much.
Yes, he's very okay, and I know that I always say that, but I really do believe that if I channel spirit, I've never channeled a spirit that tells me I'm lost, I don't know where I am, or it's hot. I've never channeled a spirit or a soul that's told me that, and I've never felt that before. The only time I've ever felt like a soul was unsure of where they were was maybe one time in my life in one of these like haunted places, one time. But otherwise, even in a lot of haunted places, I feel like it's just them saying hello, they're not stuck. So all that to say, I do feel like he's so strong that he's sharing all of this information. And that takes a lot of energy to do that. So he feels very okay.
Does he know that his son's having a baby? His girlfriend's having a baby?
For sure, he would. Yeah, he would know.
Yeah. Okay.
He would know. And I'm saying that that's my brain telling you that because I know with my whole body that spirit knows everything that goes on. Everything that goes on.
It's just weird because he's the 8th child and he's having my 8th grandbaby.
Oh, your husband
My son. No, my son. My
Oh,
son is
your
the
son is the 8th. The 8th child. Your son is having the 8th grandbaby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. So your husband, and I don't know if this is something that will happen once the baby is born. I don't know, but he brings up the pacifier, whatever the baby they'll use for the baby to like a pacifier to have, he just brings up the word pacifier. So I would just make a note of it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there'll be something weird, interesting with the pacifier or something funny that makes you all laugh with the pacifier that's really unique. Just keep that in mind because he brings up the word pacifier.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry for your loss and have a beautiful night.
Okay, you too. Thank you.